Good evening. I am Chris Allen with Slavens and Associates Real Estate here in Toronto, and I am the authority keeping your cash flow goals on target. Speaking of cash flow goals, today I wanted to go over a bit of how I analyze investment properties. Now, it's very simple and very easy to say that in a good deal the numbers work, and in a bad deal, not so much. They don't work. But you'd really be surprised how often it is that investors really ignore that simple truth. More often than not, you'll find that they purchased the property based on the seller's asking price, or at least something relatively close to it, when in fact what they should be doing is purchasing the property based on the operational performance. There's a few key points that I want to go over with regards to, to elaborate on that fact. Now, first is that the seller's asking price, it's irrelevant. Doesn't matter, whatever. Secondly is that it's up to you to determine the value of the property. And of course, that valuation that you come up with is going to become your offer. With regards to multi-dwelling units, now that property value is going to be based on the current cash flow of the property itself. There's a system, a five-step process that I often use when I'm evaluating my properties or properties for my clients. I borrowed and modified the 5 steps in the systems from Ken McIlroy, a very large and successful property manager and real estate investor in the States. But in any case, those 5 steps, I'm certain that you'll find value in them and that they can help you with your real estate investments. Now, just to cover the 5 steps in this process, first, your task is to verify the property income. Second, you want to verify the expenses. Third, you want to determine the net operating income of that property. Fourth, you want to find the capitalization rate and the valuation of the property. And then fifth, you want to calculate the loan payment for your profit and cash on cash. I'll elaborate on all of these points a little bit more as we go through. Actually, as a matter of fact, I think what I'll do is I'll do a video blog specifically and dedicate to each one of those points. So we'll have a bit of a series. But for today, we'll do a bit of a brief overview. Now, the point that I wanted to start off with really is the initial cash flow of the property. All of those steps that I just had mentioned, all those points, is what you're going to use to come up with that initial cash flow for the property. And of course, arrive at your asking price. Now to do that, we're going to take a look at all of the facts and all of the details associated with the expense or expenses for the property, including of course your loan payments. And then we're also going to take a look at everything and all of the details that are associated with the income for the property during our analysis. Once we've done that, we're going to have a relatively solid picture and bottom line of the property, which will allow us to make an offer, or at least come up with our offer number. It's funny how many people do not go through these steps, because it's like, would you invest your money in a mutual fund or a segregated fund without looking at its past performance? I would hope not. Anymore than I hope you wouldn't put money into an annuity without even knowing what the annual interest rate was. It would be a complete waste. And there's more fun ways to waste money, I'm absolutely certain. But as I said, in real estate, for some reason, people have a tendency to not do the research, the due diligence that is required to make sure that they're selecting a sound investment. Now, cash on cash. What is cash on cash? I get that often. It's actually pretty simple. The cash on cash is just simply put the cash flow as a percentage of your down payment. To boil it down, what does that mean? I'll give you an example. So let's say you put down $100,000 on a property, and if that property brings in $1,000 of income per month, then your cash on cash is going to be 12% per year, which isn't necessarily bad at all. It's pretty good. But if your income was only $500 a month, then of course your return is only going to be 6% per year. and that might not be exactly the target that you're looking for. But I think that that's enough for the moment, just for our brief overview. As I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look and set up another series where we'll elaborate on those 5 points. But in any case, just a quick recap for you is first is we're going to verify the property income, then you're going to verify your expenses. Third, determine the net operating income, your NOI. Find capitalization rate and your valuation. And then, of course, lastly, just calculate your loan payment for the profit and cash on cash, or your rate of return. So stay tuned for more. We'll elaborate on all of those points, and I'll keep you guys up to date. Feel free to comment, or if you have any questions, just like we did with the last video there, send them in to me, and I'll see about getting those points addressed for you. Have a great night.